Most men think that just because they shared history with a woman, she will automatically miss them when she leaves. They think about the late-night conversations, the laughter, the memories, and assume those things are enough to pull her back. But women don't miss you just because you existed in their past. They only start to miss you when the present forces them to see what they threw away. And that never happens while you are chasing, texting, begging, or trying to convince her of how good things used to be. In fact, the more you try to remind her, the more you confirm her decision to leave. True longing is born in your absence, not your presence. It's born in the silence where she can no longer feel your energy orbiting around her. Most women expect you to stay in their world even after they leave yours. They expect you to watch their stories, like their posts, and subtly show that you're still invested. The moment you refuse to do that, the moment you stop giving her the validation that fed her ego, everything shifts. She starts to wonder why you're not chasing like every other man would. She starts questioning whether she overestimated her value in your life, whether she really meant as much as she thought. That doubt is powerful because it turns her curiosity into obsession. And that is the first step toward making her miss you, not because of what you say, but because of what you withhold. The silence becomes louder than any words you could speak, and it forces her to feel the empty space you used to fill. In the beginning, she might feel unstoppable. She might tell herself she made the right choice, that she's finally free, that she's stepping into something better. There's a rush that comes with leaving, a temporary high where she feels empowered, validated, and even admired by others for choosing herself. She convinces herself that the world outside your relationship is filled with better options, men who will give her more excitement, more validation, more of everything she thinks she's missing. But reality always shows up eventually. She goes on dates, meets new faces, entertains new conversations, and for a while, it feels fresh. But the novelty always fades. Sooner or later, she starts comparing. She realizes those men don't carry themselves the way you did. They don't have the same grounding presence, the same discipline, the same consistency. Some are too eager, too available. Others are careless, immature, or emotionally weak. And as she experiences this, she begins to realize that the qualities she once overlooked in you are rare. That realization doesn't come because you reminded her of your worth, it comes because she has now tasted what else is out there, and it doesn't satisfy her the same way. This is where the first cracks in her decision appear. At the same time, when she sees your life moving forward without her, when she sees you working on yourself, leveling up, glowing in a way you didn't when you were together, it shakes her pride. In her mind, she expected you to stay broken or stuck. But when you become the man every other woman desires, she can no longer ignore what she lost. That's when missing you turns into regret, not because of your words, but because of her own comparisons. Women are conditioned to believe that when they leave, a man will fall apart. They expect him to beg, to plead, to fight for the relationship, to show that he can't live without her. This is why your peace is so powerful, because it's the last thing she expects. When you remain calm, collected, and unshaken, you disrupt the entire story she created in her head. She thought she was the source of your happiness, the reason for your joy, the center of your world. But when she sees you not only surviving without her but thriving, it shakes her confidence. Your calmness isn't weakness, it's proof of strength. It shows that you were never dependent on her for your sense of self. This is where the real power begins to shift. Because peace is magnetic. When a man finds peace after heartbreak, he becomes untouchable. It doesn't mean you don't feel pain, it means you've mastered it. And the more composed you are, the more her mind starts working against her. She begins to wonder why you're not reacting, why you're not falling apart, why you're not proving your love like she thought you would. That wondering grows into a quiet storm inside her. Time only amplifies this effect. At first, she's distracted, enjoying her freedom. But as days turn into weeks and the novelty of her new life wears off, the silence becomes harder to bear. She starts to notice the contrast between your stillness and the noise of the men she's meeting now. She starts to miss the safety you gave her, the grounding you provided, the calm that no casual fling can replace. And that's when she begins to feel the first real weight of losing you. Silence is one of the most powerful tools a man has, but most never use it long enough to feel its effect. They go a few days or a week without contact, then break it the moment the loneliness sets in. But the man who holds his frame, who stays committed to his silence, becomes unforgettable. Your silence isn't just the absence of words, it's a statement. It tells her that you are no longer playing the game, no longer orbiting her, no longer feeding her ego. That realization cuts deeper than any angry text ever could. Women expect men to chase forever. They believe that sooner or later, you'll fold, you'll reach out, you'll break just to get some kind of response from them. When you don't, when you remain silent no matter how tempting it is to reach out, you force her to sit with herself. And sitting with herself is where the regret grows. Because your silence creates a mirror. It forces her to ask questions she never expected to ask. Was I not valuable enough for him to fight for? Did I really mean that little to him? Those questions sting because they attack her sense of importance. The longer you stay silent, the louder those questions become. And when she begins to see you living your life, posting pictures, looking better, becoming more confident, all without her, it burns. It's not just that you moved on, it's that you didn't need her to do it. And then, when other women start noticing you, admiring you, flirting with you, her pride takes the biggest hit. Because nothing drives a woman's regret deeper than watching another woman enjoy the man she thought would always belong to her. One of the most brutal moments for a woman is the day she realizes she no longer has control over you. Most women secretly believe that no matter how far they stray, they can always come back, that you'll still be there waiting, still holding space for them, still ready to forgive and take them back. That belief is what keeps their ego intact. But when she finally tests the waters, maybe by sending a small text, maybe by posting something online to get a reaction, maybe by casually asking about you through mutual friends, and you respond with calm indifference, it shakes her to her core. Because it's no longer about whether you still want her, it's about whether she still has the power to affect you. And when she sees she doesn't, when she feels that grip slip completely, it's devastating. She's not just losing you, she's losing the version of herself that could pull your emotions like strings. This is also when she starts comparing every man she meets to you. The very qualities she once took for granted suddenly become the qualities she can't find anywhere else. The consistency, the grounding, the masculine presence she once overlooked are now the things she craves. And when she realizes you're no longer available to give them, her longing turns into a kind of quiet panic. She starts replaying the moments she had with you, trying to relive them in her head because she can't have them in real life anymore. And that's when missing you stops being casual nostalgia and becomes a heavy weight she carries every single day. Because the man who once made her feel safe is now the man who no longer looks back. The final and deepest cut comes when she realizes the life you've built no longer includes her. At first, she may have assumed you were pretending to be happy, that your glow-up was just a mask to hide the pain. But as time goes on and she sees the consistency in your growth, the trips you take, the goals you hit, the way you carry yourself, she knows it's real. She sees that you've elevated into a man she can no longer reach, and that truth crushes her pride. It hurts not just because she lost you, but because she lost access to the man you became after her. She may even feel like she helped shape that version of you, that she played a role in your transformation, but now someone else will benefit from it. Another woman will feel the calm, the strength, the discipline she once took for granted. That realization eats at her because she knows she can't undo what's been done. Her memories turn into a prison she can't escape. She replays your voice, your presence, the way you made her feel safe, and every replay is another reminder of what she can never get back. The deepest part isn't missing you, it's mourning the version of herself that had access to you. By the time she fully feels the weight of what she lost, you've grown beyond her reach. You don't hate her, you don't resent her, you simply moved on. And that calm indifference is more haunting than anger could ever be. She doesn't just miss you, she misses the chance to matter to you again. And that, more than anything, is what turns her regret into something she'll carry silently for years.